Hello and welcome back to Wildsunne Art Studio. My name is Robinsunne and we are about to have an abundance conversation. This is the most recent book that I have published. It's called #Abundance Convo, bringing color to the abundance conversation. And you will notice the lovely paper cut that is on the front of this beautiful book. A friend of mine saw this book, the author Liza Gardner Walsh, and she said, "Oh my goodness, you have to make this be a book that everybody could enjoy." And I said, that would be fun. So I made a book, and thanks to Liza, here we are. So I'm going to show you some of the book. This book is available on Amazon, and the link is right below. So all of these, all the artwork in this whole book, is all artwork that I have made, and I turned them into pages, and they're all kind of a riff on the journal that Liza saw. So, welcome. May you have many artistic good times and other blessings as well. I'm so glad to have you here with me. We are living in a paradigm change. This can be unsettling. I've written this book so that we can take our time and gently and colorfully consider the decisions and choices before us. Many of us find that this art talk mix is calming. There is a new pattern of inner power, interdependence, and abundance in our world. Technology on our planet has answered so many of our needs for information, interconnection, food, clothing, shelter. We have the means for clean water, air, and soil to grow and sustain ourselves for whatever we might desire. We can pretty much think up any answer for almost anything. This is the abundance combo. What answers will we think up? So there's some more words getting you into the book. But I think the big trick, and we can have a conversation about this. This is what this book is for. I'm putting out some of my ideas, and you get to talk back to me and tell me whether you agree or disagree, or if you want to go a little wider in one direction or another. But I think very often the whole concept of abundance becomes a little more clear when we think about, what do you want? So think of anything that might be possible. Write it here on these 2 pages. Think of any impossible wants too. Write them all down. I want to have tons of money. I want to have awesome good health. I want to love and be loved. I want to have work that is helpful to me and helpful to those around me. What if we taught ourselves to daydream? Check out the other paper cut. There are a whole bunch of paper cuts in this book. We could honor the work of our imaginations, which really is what it's all about, being an artist. Our right and left brain hemispheres process and store information in different ways. When we engage in repetitive bilateral activities, our brain hemispheres are stimulated, interactive, and thus become more able to connect ideas. Art practice gives us better access to our whole minds. Art is food. Peter Schumann of Bread and Puppet Circus said that. How much of this book are you getting? Am I staying in the view? So let's first talk about my gifts, your gifts, our gifts. Gifts are the abilities and interests that we were born with. We all have gifts. And they tend to be different from one person to the next person. What if we all knew that we had gifts and the education we got helped us to recognize and actually develop our gifts? What if we all shared the benefit of our gifts with each other? What if we all had work that required us to enact our gifts? What if we all did what we love to do? So there are workbook pages. I mean, this whole book is designed for us to write and color and goof around in. I'm actually showing you not the book of mine, that's my book, that I've already written all over. This page, there are 6 of these pages just like this. There's an envelope pattern, and this envelope, when you cut it out, will get stuck right there. And you can also cut out these little squares, and there are patterns on the back, so you can use one side of the square or the envelope or the other. This is kind of what the pattern looks like, and at the end of reading the book, we'll come back here and make this envelope. What are your gifts? So that's what we'll write that down on pieces of paper and tuck it in our special envelope for this page. Here's another envelope page. This is talking about abundance. Abundance is the ability to do whatever I want and still have a bunch left over. So we're going to make an envelope. We're going to stick it to the page here. And here are things we might have in abundance in our lives. Hugs, strength, energy, imagination, warmth, home, safety, faith, health, time, joy, poetry. An abundance of poetry. What a great idea. Creativity, art, yes, yes, ideas. So we can cut these out. Again, there's a pattern on the back of this page, so we can use one, the all green part, kind of teal really, or we can use the patterned part. And I'm not showing you every page because that's what will be fun when you get the book. You can look at it all. Tell your huzzah story. Who are you? You are your own superhero. You were born. You were born with goddess-given gifts. A bunch of stuff has happened to you in your life. Some of it was quite advantageous. Maybe you went to school, maybe your parents had money, or they had a lot of time to give you. Maybe they had some skills that were really interesting to you. Maybe you grew up in a community that you really loved. It was a city or a place in the country or whatever, but you really loved it. So those are advantageous. Some of it may have been really hard. Okay, bad, horrible, terrifying. Oh my. You know, as I've gone through my life, I have found that a lot of us have experienced really terrible things in our lives. And I keep getting the feeling that we as a culture don't talk very easily with each other about the parts of our lives that really were awful. So I just want to acknowledge this happens to some of us. Me, for example. And I'm sorry for your pain and your loss. And it just kind of hurts to be a human being sometime. And I just want to be here with you with that truth. I don't want to tell you that this stuff doesn't happen. It does. And then you survived. Huzzah! You are amazing. Wait. How did you do that? What special thing did you know? What kinds of thinking got you through? What did you have to learn in order to keep going? These are your life skills, and they're precious, and they're awesome, and we should all talk about not only that we support each other when we go through hard times, but that we think we're awesome for getting through to the other side. Tell that story. Here's another work page. This is just a little tiny square envelope. How did you do that? What is your magic? I survived until I could thrive. I am worthy. Dear self, I love you. You are so freaking cool. XO, XO, XO. Me. There's the back of this envelope. Your skills. What you've learned along the way in your life. I learned how to cook when my parents weren't able to do that. I learned how to handle money. I learned to use my imagination to take me outside of crazy situations. Whatever you've learned. So we've got our gifts, our challenges, and our dreams. So the gifts, remember, are what we were born with. Our challenges are the hard things we've gone through, and we need to remember and really honor all the stuff we've had to learn along the way. And then there's where we want to go. This unique combination makes you and I so special and so necessary to this world. Our dreams are what we want to do. Maybe we've been somewhere or done some particular thing, or maybe we just saw a video or heard someone talking about it. We gotta go. What do you dream about? Here's another kind of an envelope. You can see here that it's about that big, and it's 4 square, it's 4-fold. And the back of this envelope looks like that. Just remember that your real job is that if you are free, you need to free somebody else. If you have some power, then your job is to empower somebody else. This is not just a grab bag candy game. Toni Morrison said that. I believe this is a quote from one of her books. I love that quote. I love that quote. We are responsible to each other. So we have our gifts. We have the skills that we've learned in hard times. And we have the dreams that inform where we're supposed to take these gifts and skills. How can we combine those and come up with a dream that is really fun for us to do and that is beneficial not only to our own selves, of course, but also to the people around us. I was thinking about this the other day. I had a long drive, and I was thinking that when I'm happy, when I am healthy, when I am wealthy, when I feel loved, when I have work that I love to do, I'm going to be able to, first of all, I'm going to be in a better mood. And second of all, I'm going to have the wherewithal to meet my needs, and be a responsible community member. If I'm not feeling well, I'm not going to be able to give back to my community. If I don't have any money, or don't have enough money, it's going to be hard for me to pay my bills. It's going to be hard for me to contribute if people in my community need some help, if somebody else gets sick, or if somebody else, I don't know, has a baby and they just need a casserole in their freezer to take out on a long, little babies. They take a lot of our attention, and sometimes it's nice to have somebody else cook us dinner. Well, I can't do that if I don't have the money to do that, or I'm not feeling well myself, or if I'm not feeling loved and a part of the community. So it's in my best interest to be healthy and happy and wealthy and feel loved and have good work. But it's also in your best interest if I'm feeling great. And I know for certain that it's in my best interest if you are feeling great. That's really, I think, what this abundance conversation is all about. So let's go here to this page where we're talking about our gifts. And let's work on, so this is basically the pattern for, it's kind of a big coin envelope kind of a situation. This is the top flap, these are the two side flaps, and this is the little bottom flap. So what I'm going to do is just do some scoring here so that, oops, wrong side. So that this is cardstock. It did not come from the book. I actually copied the pattern so that we could play with it. So I know that one of the, it's a gift that I came to this life with, and something that I've developed pretty thoroughly. Well, not thoroughly, I still have more work to do in my life, is my imagination. It certainly was highly entertaining to be me when I was a kid, and imagination in paper and fabric for sure, but also just making up situations. I think I've all my life imagined what it would be like to be in a situation where I was having fun with the people around me, either teaching or I don't know, being famous in some way. When I was a little girl, I badly wanted to be an actress. All right, so here we go. Oh, let's do this. I'm going to sort of draw just inside this flap. Can you see where the line is there? And then when I glue, I know not to go past that. Lots of glue. And yes, I'm using Fabri-Tac. I mean, the cardstock's probably not gonna warp if I use white glue, Elmer's. But just in case, and I traced this envelope, so I'm seeing a few pencil lines. Now let's give ourselves a little line down here so I know where to glue to get, whoops, bottom flap up. So I believe that there are, pretty sure there are 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, there might be 4 different patterns of envelopes, and I think that there are 2 pages with each kind of pattern. So there are two of these big tall envelopes, and there are two little tiny ones. There are four that you fold over like the top of a cardboard box. And then there are four kind of long, you know, like a letter envelope. We're waiting for glue to stick, which maybe is sort of like waiting for paint to dry. Only because I can hold it in my hands, it's more exciting for me. So here we have a lovely place. Would that be long enough? No. Let's find some paper. Ooh. This is a paper that might be long enough, for sure, for sure. Let's do that. So I like in these tall envelopes to have the neck of the envelope come down a bit so that pulling a long piece of card out. You know what? I'm just going to be brave and hand cut this. Yeah, that's a little more even. So we can put our card in there and fold it closed. And you are welcome, to put a little piece of Velcro there, or glue in a couple of magnets, or make those two little circle things, and then you put the string around them. Or, because it's in a book, once you close it and then put the page closed over it, I think we'll be all right here. There's our little envelope, and you will see that in our book, we just glue that in. I mean, it'll be this paper, and then we can put in our little coins or cut new papers or whatever you would like to do. And then we'll close the book on it, and then it'll stay closed. So I would love to have you buy this book and have a delicious place to play. And please do use the hashtag AbundanceConvo, and I will be able to find you when you talk about this on your social media, or maybe on a blog, or in a YouTube, or whatever you like. Anyway, this book is available to you at Amazon. I haven't been there, so I can't tell you the price. I know a lot of my books are not full price on Amazon, so that's great for you. More paper cuts because I love them. And this is my angel. Can you see? Isn't she pretty? Robinsunne Postcard Press. So, my dearios, may you have abundance in your life. May we all have abundance. May we all be adept at working with abundance. I'm beginning to get it, that the more adept we are at working with abundance, whether it's money or health or anything, the more of it we've got. Isn't that funny how that works? And that even if we get abundance, if we're not a good manager of food or housing or cash or anything that could be abundant, it tends to kind of disappear out of our lives. But the more we love it and the more we rejoice, the more we manage the loveliness and goodness and abundance in our lives, the more we have. So I wish us all, may we all be blessed with abundance that we know how to deal with. I will see you next time. Have fun reading books. Bye.